President Joe Biden is looking to fall back on black and minority support to prevent his ousting, portraying the effort as the doing of elite white liberals. Following one of his worst weeks as president after a disastrous debate performance, repeated blows have brought his entire candidacy into question. The president's campaign is increasingly pitching calls for him to drop out as a racial matter, saying that elitist, out of touch white liberals want him to step down while black and minority voters want him to stay. Biden campaign co-chairman Senator Chris Coons said he was being bombarded by calls from grassroots supporters begging Biden to stay in the race. Representative Jim Himes, the leading Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, told the opposite, saying he had gotten hundreds of texts and emails about Biden's age and mental acuity, with none of them wanting the president to stay. Despite the Biden campaign's claim that calls for him to drop out are driven almost entirely by white liberals, recent polls have found growing concerns among black voters as well. A recent New York Times Siena College poll found that 53% of black voters believe Biden is too old to be an effective president, compared to the 44% who believe Trump is too old. The sentiment was even stronger among Hispanic voters, with 83% believing Biden is too old, a higher percentage than white voters. One problem with Biden's new line of attack is Vice President Kamala Harris would most likely take his position if the president were to drop out. Harris would be the first black woman to be president, something many black voters would prefer over Biden. Reflecting Biden's new approach of falling back on minority voters, the president is set to take part in more minority-centered events, such as speaking at the NAACP convention in Las Vegas in tangent with the Republican National Convention and doing impromptu events with minority lawmakers in between NATO meetings. On July 7th, he spoke to a black congregation at a church in Philadelphia.